Hey guys, and welcome back to C America's Interviews. And today I thought I would rank every character in Cobra Kai. These are going to be the more recognizable characters, the characters that show up more than others. Like, I did not create this tier list because there are some characters on here that I will put in the who, because I just don't remember who they are, or they're just not in it enough that I consider them to be a real part of this ranking. With that said, let's get started. Johnny is the first one, and I gotta say, Johnny's going right in the S tier. The first character on this list going in the S tier. I think Johnny is such a great character from what they've done with him since the original films to now and all of his character development. I think what they did with all of that was so well done. His relationship, spoilers for season 4, by the way, and all the seasons, but his relationship with Miguel throughout the show is great, and Daniel, and he's just a character that he's my favorite character, I think, in the whole show. Next is Crease. Crease is an interesting story. He is a major part. I think he is the third. He's part of the big three. Johnny, Daniel, and Crease are kind of like the main people from the older movies that came back, but I think he's the least well done out of all the characters that returned. I still think he's a good character, so I'm going to put him in the B tier. My problems with him is that he is kind of sometimes a little too cartoonishly evil for some of the things he's doing. Again, that is part of the charm of the show, that it does go a little overboard sometimes, and that's why I like it so much. But to me, Crease at times, what they've tried to do with his character, it just doesn't work for me. Next up is this kid. I don't know his name because he was, I think, only in like the first season. Or, I don't know, he's Kyler's best friend. He's barely in the show. I'm going to put him in the who. I know who he is, but he's not in it enough. I don't even know this girl's name. I know she's in the modern episodes. She's in season 4. I will include her because I do think she's going to have an impact in future seasons. But what we got of her so far, I don't care for. She kind of feels like a copy of some of the other female characters we've had in the show, like Tori and Sam. She kind of feels very familiar and just not that most original. Next up is Bert. He's going in the C tier. Bert doesn't do much in the show. He is one of the most recognizable, though, of the kids. Yeah, he's kind of just there. He doesn't have any arcs or story to him. The only reason he's above this other girl is because, well, he is in more of the show. Next up, one of Johnny's friends from the original movies. I don't know his name. Again, some of these minor characters, I don't know their names. He's only in one episode, so I'm going to put him in who. Because, you know what? I'll put him in C tier. I think he was a good character. He became a pastor. And it was cool to see him and Johnny and all the rest of the old Cobra Kai members reunite. Aisha, going in the D tier for me. This might be controversial. You know what? I'll put her in C tier. I don't know. There's nothing to her character that I particularly love. And at times she can be annoying and just not the most likable character. They brought her back for one episode in season 4. That was nice to see her return after all the things that happened with the actress. But to me, her as a character doesn't work. Next up, Crease's old Sensei, but kind of, I don't know. He's barely in the show. I'm going to put him in D tier. I didn't care for the Vietnam flashbacks. That's why he's going in the D tier. Next up, we have Robbie's mom. She is very important to the development of Robbie and kind of Johnny and kind of how he takes on the issues with Robbie. She does have an impact on some of that, but overall, not very impactful. She's got to go in the D tier. She went to rehab. She does kind of have a character arc because in season 4, she is worried that Terry Silver is, with the whole limousine and Robbie, he's doing something, he's up to something. So she she kind of has more character development because in the first season she doesn't actually really care about Robbie that much. But a little character development. She's in D tier. Next up, Miguel's mom, Carmen. What they do with her and Johnny, I think, works extremely well. So I'm going to put her in B tier, and I really do like her character, and I hope we see more of her. She's now credited as a main character, and it was weird they decided to do that for her in Season 4 because she's actually not in Season 4 that much. But I still like her character, and I think she's great for Johnny as a character. Kyler. Kyler is your classical bully, and that's why he's going in C tier. There's nothing really to his character other than he's just a bully. Chosen is going in the A tier. Chosen was absolutely great in Season 3, and I cannot wait to see what they do with him in Season 5. He's such a good character from where he came from in Karate Kid Part 2. He was so funny, and he helped, he really did help Daniel with those moves and helping him kind of defeat Cobra Kai, but he's definitely going to help him defeat Cobra Kai in Season 5, and it's great to see him return in Season 4. Next up, Chris. Chris, I'm going to put in C tier, and I'm going to put him right by Bert. This is another one of those characters that we actually don't get much of in the series. He's not in the modern seasons, he's in a lot more. In the earlier seasons, he was just kind of a background character. And honestly, there's nothing really much to his character. So that's why he's kind of in the C tier. There's 4 characters. I'll get to the other 2. They're kind of they're really recognizable, and they're in a lot of the seasons. They have memorable moments compared to some of just the background characters, but they're not also in the top tier of kids in the show. We got to go a little faster because we got a lot more characters to go. But we got this lady, don't even know who she is. This is Allie Mills. She's going in the B tier. She actually did a lot in the show. She's in one episode, but she really did a lot for Johnny and Daniel, and that was a really fun interaction. This bully kid, he was Robbie's old friend, I guess. He's going in the F tier. Nobody cares about him, and he's a jerk. He stole. He's just not. He's not redeemable. They haven't redeemed him mostly because, well, they forgot about him. Daniel. Daniel is a character that I think also belongs in S tier. He's not as good as Johnny, but I think his character arc is one of the best in the show, and I really love to see Daniel's character and Johnny. These 2 interactions, when they interact, it's always comedic gold. Young Crease. I don't know why he's on here. Same character as Crease. I'm going to put him right next to Crease because, well, they're the same character. Next up, Dimitri. Dimitri is a character I would have put in F if you just told me about the first and second seasons. In the third and fourth, they've redeemed him up to B tier. I do believe he's one of the most redeemed characters in the show. And what they've done with him and Yasmin, it's just, to me, it works. And he's gotten funnier now. Everything with him and Hawk. Next with Hawk. Hawk's also going in the B tier. I would have put him in like D tier, C tier, because he was the biggest jerk, really, of Cobra Kai. But what they did with him and Humiliation in Season 4 worked so well, and I can't believe they shaved off his mohawk, but it had a major part in Season 4, and Hawk is right up there with Dimitri. Their relationship, their friendship, really just some of the best in the show. This guy's going, he's barely in the show, F tier. This is the guy that Johnny's trying to sell his junk to. Nothing to him. Next up, Miguel, going in the S tier. Miguel is one of the best characters on the show. Best character arc, I believe, other than Johnny. What they do with him in the beginning, kind of not fitting in, and then now being fitting in but still a great person, really works. His relationship with his mom, Danny, Samantha, Johnny, just Hawk, Dimitri, just every character he interacts with, there's normally a good relationship. Mitch. This is the other kid I was talking. Mitch is right there with Chris and Bert. He's kind of an okay character. Nothing much really to say about him. There is kind of a funny running joke with the nickname they give him, but other than that, he's C tier. You know what? Kyler's going in D tier. Next up, Daniel's mom. In this show, is she the most influential? No. That's why I'm putting her in C tier. Does she have some good moments? Yes. She's barely in it, though. That's why she's in C tier. I don't even know who this is, so I'm going to put that in who? I don't know who this is either. Maybe that's Johnny's other friend, but I'm not sure. Amanda Larusso. This is going to be an unpopular opinion. I think she's an A-tier character. What they've done with her character, especially in season 4, with her and Tori and her actually feeling for Tori, I think works really well. But also the comedic quips with her and talking about Daniel and Johnny's relationship and her just kind of joking about that are some of the most funny moments on the show. Plus her relationship again with Tori really makes her an A-tier character for me. Louie, on the other hand, is another C tier. There's nothing to him, really. And I'll put Anush right there, too. He doesn't do much in the show. They just kind of pop up every once in a while for comedic bits. He did, however, try to burn Johnny's car. That's really all he does. And after a while, they just kind of play him for jokes. And he's not even in season 2, so I don't know. The crazy homeless lady. She's funny at times, but they don't do anything with her. That's why she's in D tier. Oh, I'm forgetting her name, but she does have a huge impact on Daniel in season 3, so I will put her in B tier. She was really, really great in the few episodes she was in, and I really enjoyed seeing her again. Next up, Anthony Larusso. Gosh, I'd put him in F tier right now. Season 4 tries to make you care about him more, but I'm only going to put him in D tier just because I don't think I think he has a little more redeeming qualities than the people in F tier. They do try to make him a little better in season 4, but they also make him a jerk to Kenny, so he's going in D tier. Next up, this guy. Going in F tier, doesn't do anything in the show, he's just a landlord. Robbie, this is going to be really controversial. I'm gonna put him in D tier. Robbie is a character I do not care for. Season 4, sure. Season 4 redeems a lot of characters. He is one of them, but I think he's so far gone, and I really don't like his character in the other 3 seasons. He's just a jerk to everybody around him, so that's why he's going in D tier. Season 4 tries to redeem him, but to me, he doesn't work. He's a bad guy who has glimpses of, being a good person, but at the end of the day, some of the actions that he does, some of the things he does just doesn't redeem him. Now I'm going to go through to some of these characters that just are barely in the show. This guy, who that's just like an MC, doesn't do anything. This guy, just the grocer, he's just running the convenience store. I'm going to put him, I know who he is, but you know what? I'll put him in the F tier. This guy, this is the rival dealership guy, doesn't do anything. This juvie guy doesn't do anything either. A lot of these characters don't do anything. I don't even know who that is. I don't know. But, yeah. Stingray. Ooh, Stingray is an interesting character in my opinion. I would have put him in A tier, but I'm going to put him in B tier now. He's one of the funniest characters on the show. What they do with him in season 4, I'm glad they brought him back. And he's only in 2 episodes, but man, he's going to have a big impact coming up. Is this Robbie's mom? Who's this other? I don't know who she is. I'm going to say That's Robbie's mom. I think actually this is Robbie's mom. I'm not sure. Tell me down below if I'm right about that, but I don't know because she's not in the show enough that I actually recognize her face. Next up, Johnny's stepdad is going in the F tier, actually. Ed Asner's a great actor, but man, this character is just unlikable. There's nothing redeeming about him. He's a bad person to Johnny. Yeah. Next up, Nathaniel. This is the fourth and final of these four that are just kind of meh. He's in it the least out of these four. He doesn't do anything. He's barely in season 4, but I don't know. He's okay. Next up, Kenny's older brother. He actually has a pretty big impact on season 4 for only being in like one end scene. I'm gonna put him in D tier. Nothing really too special about his character. Next up, Kenny. Kenny is one of the newer characters who you feel for him at the beginning, but he becomes a real jerk. But to me, he's still a B tier character. I think they will redeem him. I think Robbie will help redeem him, but nothing too special about his character right now. Next up, this random guy. I think maybe that's young Crease. Young Terry Silver. I'm just going to put him in who? Moon. She's another one of these C tier high school. I've also put Yasmin in C tier. They're another batch of these characters that I don't care for all that much. And they're kind of sprinkled throughout the series. Of course, Moon has a big impact on Hawk in season 4, and Yasmin has a big impact on Dimitri. But overall, they don't do much, so that's why they're in C tier. Next up, Tori. Tori is, I want to put her right here with Robbie because they do kind of redeem her in season 4, but I still feel she's not totally a good character yet. What they do, Peyton List is a good actress, and what she does with the role is what she's supposed to do, but as a character, she's not likable, really. I know she has to feed her family, but what she did to Sam doesn't work, and then you try to feel sympathy, which you do feel sympathy for her, but the action she's done in the end battle and in both season 2 and 3 just make her really unlikable. Next up, Sam. Sam is also really unlikable. I'm going to put her in C tier, though, only because she started off as a more innocent, nice character, and over time they have kind of made her into a jerk and really spoiled. That's why she's in C tier. Next up, the body bag guy. Rest in peace. This he's going right next to Johnny's other friend. That episode is, well, it doesn't have a lot that impacts the rest of the show. I feel like that episode is one of my favorites because it is so emotional, and this character does have a big part in making it like that. Next up, Terry Silver. I think Terry Silver is an A-tier character. What they do with him in this show is absolutely crazy. And next up, Miguel's grandma, also C tier. She's got some funny moments sprinkled in, but nothing too special. Now let's see if I want to rearrange anything. You know, I will put Crease. I'll put Crease in A tier, and I will put Carmen in A tier as well. And yeah, there's my tier list of the Cobra Kai characters updated after season 4. Tell me your favorite characters down below. I definitely want to hear them. Also, do you like my tier list? And hit the subscribe button. And as always, you can check out some more videos.